When Oxford and Cambridge first met in 1872, rugby itself was still finding its identity. This fixture helped define the sport. With that in mind, let's look back at last year's game.
And a simple 9-iron ensures 3 points for the Light Blues. Ollie Kirk leading the way. Fanker. Fanker's down, and Michael Fanker gets the first Oxford points on the board. Well worked from the line out. Backs coming in to add a little bit more oomph to this driving maul. And they're over. Makes the difference. Who's coming up with the ball? I think it is Mike Hudson getting in great position to make the call, and he's called the try. And it's Fanker again. And Cambridge make the most of it as well. Looks like Alex Christie. Rosenbrook. Hamilton keeping things moving, and then in on the burst comes Will Rodney. Try number 2 for Oxford's number 2. Brings the referee's arm out for a straight penalty. John almost but not quite.
Advantage.
A huge miss pass, and it is Santos. There's a high tackle there as well, which may well see another Oxford man in the sin bin.
Hello and welcome to the StoneX Stadium for the 144th edition of Varsity. Those two old rivals once again. Oxford taking on Cambridge. My name's Dave, thanks for joining us, and pitchside, two men that know all about this fixture. Guys, thanks for joining me. We have George Robson and Charlie Amesbury. Oxford and Cambridge. It's only right that we have a representative from both these sides. Now, for those watching at home who maybe haven't experienced Varsity before, talk us through it. How big is this fixture? Why is it the defining moment of the season?
So the way I like to describe it is like playing the FA Cup, but knowing from the outset you're going to be in the final. There's only one game that matters to these guys. They have 10, 15 games on the way up to this one game. All it's about is doing the process right. But when it comes to the day, it doesn't matter about momentum, doesn't matter about what's happened during the season. Can you, in that one moment, in that 80 minutes today, put it out on the park when it matters? And that's why it's such a high-pressure environment, especially we've got everyone here watching to make sure the right colour wins.
George, it truly is a unique fixture. Talk us through the weight of wearing that jersey in this game.
Yeah, I think it's something that's still really unique in sport, in that you've got guys who are professionals. We've got a Maori All Black out there today, and Reed Prinsep playing for Oxford. But this will be his first experience of this kind of pressure, because no matter when he comes back to Oxford for the rest of his life, people will ask you, how did you get on as a Blue? Were you a winning Blue? And that's a different kind of pressure. And so you look at someone like that, or you look at any of the guys, this might be the last game of rugby they play. They've gone through the age groups. This might be the pinnacle of their rugby playing career from that perspective, but it means absolutely everything, which makes it really quite hard to deal with as a group, because you have to stay in the present, you have to focus on the next job that's right in front of you, and you have to kind of put to the back of your mind that maybe in 40 years in a reunion you're going to be asked about it, right? Charlie's here today, he's in his 10-year reunion. We played together at Harlequins in high pressure and professional game, and then we didn't play against each other, we played in different teams in the varsity, and there's no pressure quite like it.
So it really is something that follows you round from this level, as you say, those guys who maybe are coming out here for the first time, maybe the last time, and this is the pinnacle, but then move on to the professional game as well? Is it a jersey that always you feel the weight of?
Certainly. I mean, everyone talks about the history and the tradition, and it's a standout for that. This game has been going for years with lots of big names coming before us. That shirt can hang heavy on those shoulders, and the shoulders out here, they've worked their hardest for the last few months to make sure that they can put pride into that jersey and make sure that they can turn it into a win. Because you're right, George is absolutely right. I still talk about my two varsity experiences. I'm very lucky to have 2 wins, and that fills me with immense amount of pride. Yes, I play with George in the professional game, but this is amateur rugby. This is where you're playing with your friends. You have team members that might not have been professional rugby players. They've just come up through the ranks, really good schoolboys, but they've put in a really hard work in the last few months to make sure they can hit top level when it comes to the varsity. But can they do it when the pressure's on, and can they do it at the mental game? And that's where it sorts the men from the boys.
Well, from one previous captain, let's have a quick look at what this year's current captains have to say ahead of this varsity.
What does it mean to captain Cambridge University?
I think just to play for such a special club like Cambridge is an absolute honour, and it's genuinely the privilege of a lifetime to captain it and to lead the boys out on 28th of Feb.
Yeah, look, the Varsity is a World Rugby Hall of Fame event dating back to 1872. To captain Oxford University and the men's blues team is a huge privilege. You can't doubt the history and the legacy of it. It's everywhere, it's all around you, and even here in the pavilion, the faces and the names that go before you, and you know those that will come after you. So, words like tradition and legacy come to mind, and it's a huge privilege and a huge honour.
And how do you beat Oxford on the day?
I think that we've fortunate enough that we've won the last 3, so we're coming into here with a quiet amount of confidence and a real opportunity to do something special, to go 4 in a row that hasn't been done since the 1960s for Cambridge. We know that they're going to come out and try and bully us like they did last year, so being mentally prepared for that, and then physically being able to front up, get the ball out to our backs where we've got some real talent and speed, and hopefully be able to pick them apart.
How do you beat Cambridge on the day?
That's a good question. I always default back to the quote that defence wins premierships, or defence wins big games. So for us, the focus will definitely be on our defence, protecting our goal line at all costs. And as they say, often forwards determine who wins and the backs are determined by how much. So we've got a really strong pack. And as a 9, I've got a really good relationship with the pack, and so I'll be relying on them to do a lot of the heavy lifting and then shift the ball out wide to score some points.
We talk about shifting the ball out wide there. For the fans watching at home, what style of rugby can we expect to see?
We've got a bit of a theme going at the moment around get the border freaks. So we've got some guys that are just absolute freaks in their talent and their ability. So Otis Walker at number 8 off the back of the scrum. People like Sam Cunningham and Ben Shaw. Number 10, Josh Hallett. These guys that have experience and a lot of raw talent and skill. We'll be looking to get the ball to those guys and let them do their thing.
I think that if we can match them up front, I do believe that we've got some talent in our back line, that if we get boys like Tim Andrew, Ollie East one-on-ones in space, that they just won't be able to live with us. So hopefully that's an area to look out for.
You mentioned one name there. I wonder if you can give me a few more for the fans to look out for on the day.
Yeah, I think Tim Andrew, it's his 5th blue, so he's definitely one to look out for. He's an incredibly talented rugby player, and he's actually played 4 and not scored in the varsity match, so he'll be really hoping to get his name on the score sheet. And then up front, we've got boys like Tom Petty, Finn Edwards, who carry hard and will hopefully give us front football all day.
And for the fans watching around the world that may not have seen any of your games this season, what style of rugby are you going to come out and play?
Yeah, as I say, we've got some real speed and talent in our back line, so hopefully on the 4G surface that the StoneX is, we can get quick ball and ship it out wide. But if we rely on it, we've got 2 very capable 9s who are great off the boot, so set that box kick up, get the kick chase and really put the pressure on Oxford.
And what would a win mean to you and this team?
I think it would be a worthy reward for so much hard work. I think, and not just this year. The guys they make it so easy for me in my job. They want it so badly and they work so hard, and they're such good people as well. And so I think it would be a worthy reward for all that time and effort. And yeah, not just this year, but we're working off the back of the foundation set from from last year and the year before and the year before that. So, you know, we've been a little while without a win, and so, you know, to get that win this year would be a reward for all those guys that have earned it.
It would genuinely mean everything. You know, we're in such a strange position where we played 12 warm-up games before our cup final. You know, this is what defines our season. So to go out there and what would be 4 in a row for the first time in 60 years is, you know, it'd be a great opportunity for us to create our own piece of history.
And describe the character and culture of this club and university in one word.
Unique.
History.
So great to hear from our captains for this year's varsity. I'm going to go to a previous captain celebrating 10 years. Cambridge looking to do 4 in a row. First time it could be done since the 1960s.
Yeah, that's a nice stat, but echoing the thoughts of the coach, I don't think they'll be thinking about that today. They'll be thinking about just getting the win for this year. We're going to bring out a mobile game. I'm hearing from the other side they're looking at a defensive game. Who's come here to watch a defensive game? We want to see big mobility. We want to see lots of tries. I think we can see a high-scoring game today. Cambridge have put in a synthetic pitch themselves to reflect what's going on here at the StoneX. They've got a mobile pack out here today, light and fast, and they've got a backline ready to unleash. You've got Tim Andrew, he never fails to score. He's a big scorer throughout this season. Hopefully he can bring it to the varsity game. And the captain, George Bland, I had the pleasure of playing with him at the Nick Costa Memorial at the end of last year. Boy, does that guy hit a line. He'll be the one to watch today, leading from the back as the captain, but definitely coming through to cut some lines and cut some ribbons through that Oxford backline.
George, he's already starting the trash talking.
You've got to. I mean, he's on the front foot. You know, they've won 3 out of the last 3 games. They've done the three-peat. Now, I suppose if you're looking at the game from a style of play perspective, like Charlie said, I know that Ian Kench will be. He's built things around this pack, having an aggressive, abrasive pack and a power game. For me, what I'm really interested to see is where we are 55 minutes in. I feel like if we can, as a dark blue, if we can really gain the ascendancy and get gain line and have a dominant start from that perspective, we're in a really good position. But 55 to 75, that's where these matches are usually decided. We saw that last year. You know, you've got some players on the dark blue side who've played in those last 3. Bridgewater at fullback. It'd be great to see him, influence the game in the way that we know he can to turn things around and get that first elusive victory in his Blues career. So it's all to play for. Really interested to see how Oxford can perhaps change that perception of, gosh, here we are again, and actually we're going to control and really dominate the break line, the gain line and break down early on, and not allow Cambridge to do all the nice movement and passing. But you're absolutely right, Charlie. This is a synthetic pitch. It's a different way of playing. It changes the scrum as well. You can absolutely get a bit more purchase in the scrum, so I'm very interested to see that battle as well up front. But there are some big boys out there in the dark blue, so I'm really hoping that we can strangle them early on. That's my hope.
Well, guys, we'll leave it there for a second because let's catch up with the first of our coaches and see what we can expect from this afternoon's game.
Ian, as we move into a new varsity, does last year become a reference point for you and your team for this year?
Yeah, you can always learn from loss, and so I think for us it'd be naive if we didn't look back at it and take the learnings from it. But these are very much a new captaincy and a new group, so they've moved forward, they've learned the lessons, and excited to see what they're going to do today.
And you've got some big new additions as well at fly half and in the second row.
Yeah, so Josh obviously has come into us, having been at Saracens for 5 years, knows the ground, knows the culture of this place inside out, which I think is a benefit for the lads. He's given some really nice insights around StoneX Stadium and the Saracens culture. And then a new dad, Reid Prinsep, has joined us over from the Western Force with a new addition of KJ yesterday, which was a welcome addition, all happy and healthy. So Reid Prinsep as well has added immense experience into the forward pack, having played against the Lions in the summer.
And a real feel-good within the group as well. You can tell Jack Hamilton's leading from the front.
Yeah, a big part of Oxford is, and Cambridge to a certain extent, but it's a captain-led club, and so we as coaches are facilitators, and we make sure we're giving the senior players what they need to get their group together. And going on tour for these lads was immense. So going to Australia for 2.5 weeks over the summer was over the Australian summer, our winter was fantastic for them, and the connection they make when it gets hard today hopefully will come to the fore.
Well, I'm glad to see the suntans faded a bit, and best of luck for this afternoon.
Cheers, Simon. Thanks, mate.
Well, you heard from the Oxford coach there. I mean, pretty interestingly, George, he mentioning that last year he's using that result as hunger for this year.
Absolutely, it's fuel for the fire. I think there are some people out there with unfinished business, right? And I think it can go two ways. You can weigh on it a little bit too much and sort of focus on the past. But if you look at Ian Kench and his experience, you know, he's played here, he's walked the walk, you know, as a dark blue. He's then, you know, got a very credible coaching experience over at Richmond. You know, he's got a philosophy that's based on that collision dominance, and he's picking a team that he thinks he can do that with today. So I think they're reasonably well set up for it. But, you know, as we said earlier on, it's all great in the run-up. It's about what you can actually put onto the pitch early on. So be interesting to see what happens and how it plays out.
Well, look, anything can happen at Varsity, but I think something that we haven't had happen before is a brand new dad playing on the pitch as well. That's motivation right there.
Absolutely. So Reed, principal, he's had his third child. He was a boy born yesterday. I had a chat with him about it. I was like, how are you, mate? He's like, yeah, just got out of hospital, and I'll be joining the guys tomorrow. Still going to play. I was like, oh, God, that's good of you, mate. But yeah, he's had his third child, healthy, happy, in a really good spot, and I know he's really looking forward to ripping into things today. And I think the influence that he can have, hopefully, is a fresh influence, like we said. But it's definitely going to be interesting to see how things start. The other thing we haven't spoken about is discipline. Last year, you know, I'm sure Shanahan, Cambridge coach, will be all over it from the perspective of, if we give away cheap penalties, you can give yourself a mountain to climb. Last year they did that very successfully towards the end, but it made it a lot harder than it had to be. So I think discipline is going to be key early on as well.
Anything to get away from that hospital chair, right, as a new dad.
Exactly. Yeah, probably get some sleep tonight, maybe.
Well, you know what, with that in mind, let's have a look at what our Cambridge coach had to say ahead of Varsity 2026.
Okay, James, here we go, another Varsity. It's a question I always ask you. Does last year play into this? Because it was so tight last year.
No. If we focus on last year, then I think we can come unstuck. It's a new squad. Look, we've only got 7 returning Blues. So I think, we're just trying to focus on the here and now, and not the past or what's yet to come.
Is there extra pressure from this going for 4 thing?
We haven't mentioned it, haven't spoken about it whatsoever. Every Varsity is unique, so I think if we dwell on that or focus on that, even if it was the reverse, like with Oxford, wanting to win, and the pressure that maybe they feel, I just don't think that would be healthy for us. So we'll just focus on what we do, and if we can put a performance in for 80 minutes, then we've got a great chance of going 4. If we don't, then Oxford have got the opportunity to take that away from us.
And the feel in the camp good?
Yeah, look, it's always good. I mean, we haven't kicked off yet. Asked me in 2 hours, but the feeling's good. Look, we had a really good week, preparation, had a good training session against Cambridge in the Championship on Tuesday night. So the boys they're ready. I think they're well organised. They know their detail. It's going to come down to the 50-50s on the day, and we really look forward to it. And I'm hoping for another very tight game and an entertaining match that will keep this crowd entertained, but also the history of the Varsity going as well.
Here's hoping. Good luck this afternoon, mate.
Cheers, thanks very much. Cool.
Well, a really interesting mindset from our Cambridge head coach there. It's a new year, it's a different game, it's a different environment. He is coming into this clean slate.
Absolutely, and James Shanahan, I think he's won 6 of the last 9 Varsities. He's a man that knows how to put a game plan together to win a game. And looking at what the Oxford coaches were saying, they're talking about using the last 3 years as fuel for the fire. I'm worried about that. I don't think that will build confidence in the team. I was part of the 2016 team, had come off Cambridge losing 6 Varsities in a row. That year we did not talk about the last year. There was no confidence to be gained from that. It was all about looking ahead. What have we got in the team today? Who are the people in the change room that are going to make a difference, give that 1 inch to make sure we grind out their win? So Shanahan getting rid of all the last few years is music to my ears. He knows how to win this game, and he knows it's all about today rather than the last 3 years.
Well, you saw in that interview there, Shanahan actively going out of his way to, every time, as much as he can mention it, putting all the pressure on Oxford.
Absolutely, and the pressure is on Oxford. Look, they're 3 off the bounce, and they wouldn't be human if they didn't feel some pressure on their shoulders. And with the big pack they brought today, they thought, right, let's go right back to type. Let's stuff it up the jumper, let's play a defensive game, and let's see if we can beat up the light blues team. But as you say, he's going to bring a mobile game, he's going to throw it around, break up that pack, get them tired, so you can see the tries flowing in the second half.
Well, the atmosphere is certainly building now, George. What is it like to play in a cauldron like this? The cheerleaders are already getting the party started. It's varsity bubbling underneath, but it doesn't get going until that kickoff, does it?
No, absolutely right. I think the intensity is enormous. You know, you might not have the biggest bunch of people, although actually looking at some of the guys warming up, they're looking pretty enormous from where I'm stood. But the intensity's there, right? It's tribal. People are bringing absolutely everything they have to the game from a physical perspective, which is where, you know, the discipline becomes key. Can you bring the intensity? Can you make sure you're at the right level without boiling over and making poor decisions? And I'm also interested to see how that's going to take place from the control of the game. We look at the likes of Bland for Cambridge, how he's going to actually influence the game, having done it successfully a few times before. I think that's really influential. You know, can Oxford get in, ruffle feathers, put them on the back foot? But that control of the game, the discipline, be able to function and think clearly while you're, you know, emotionally heightened, that's a big part of the uniqueness of the Varsity Challenge as well.
So before we head over to our commentary crew, guys, pick out those players for me that we should be watching out for. George, we'll start with you. Who are those key players? Where's this match going to be?
Yeah, look, I think we've spoken about him a lot. Reed Princip's going to have an influence on this game. It's just how is he going to be able to influence those around him, whether it's body language, dominance in his own play, but also just being that calming older head who's played this in this kind of environment, this kind of pressure before. But how can he actually get that and build that confidence in the players around him? You know, like Charlie said a minute ago, without them rewinding and going, oh my God, it's happening again, right? Yeah. How can he as a fresh leader influence that? And I suppose you'd say the same with the Cambridge group. You know, you've got some real experience there, right? In that group that have won it 3 times on the bounce. Yeah. Can they carry that unique experience through?
Key players for Cambridge to watch out for this afternoon.
Well, I mentioned a couple of the backs, but I'm going to start, obviously, as one in the pack, and I'll say I'm worried about the weight of that Oxford team. Yeah. I'm worried about the fact that Reed Princip had a child last night. That is going to bring some fire to the belly. So I'm going to pick out Dan Collins in the front row. He's moved from loose head to tight head, but he's won the last 3 varsities, and he doesn't know how to lose. It's not in his DNA to lose this game. It might not be what he's put on today. It'll be what he's been doing in the run-up, the confidence he'll be giving to the guys to make sure that they're in the right psychological state to be able to deliver today. And then they can unleash the backs. Tim Andrew, watch out for him on the wing. He loves to score tries, needs to start to get one in the varsity today. I don't think we'll win unless Tim Andrew scores a try, but obviously release George Bland, our fullback, who's going to cut ribbons.
Well, gents, thank you so much for joining us pre-game. We'll catch up with you again at half-time, but it is now time for the 144th edition of the oldest rivalry in rugby. We'll head things over to Simon Ward and Rachel Burford.
Good afternoon, everyone. Well, for many it's been an awful long wait to get back here to the StoneX after last year's nail-biter contest. Cambridge coming from behind for back-to-back wins. Alongside me, World Cup winner Rachel Burford. Rach, do you think memories will drive this version in one way or t'other?
Yeah, it will definitely play an element to it, but like the boys have been saying, you know, you can't allow it to overtake what the occasion is today and getting themselves into this game. You know, you can't rely on what's been in the past. You can draw on lessons and positivity, but it's all about the next 80 minutes for both of these sides.
Let's take a look at the 2 lineups. Oxford have 11 of their starting contingent who consciously or subconsciously have revenge on their minds. Big new additions in there. Maori international Reed Princip adds muscle, nous and leadership up front, whilst former Saracen Josh Hallett and former Ulsterman Sam Cunningham will provide flair and thrust in the backs. Just over half of the Cambridge team return. The attack will be instigated by Nate Bottomley again, with loads of lively options to choose from outside. Finn Edwards moves from front to back row. His matchup with Otis Walker will be very watchable in that contest, and plenty of willing and able bodies on the bench to earn their first blues as well. Jack Hamilton on the left to lead the dark blues out, earning his third blue, another Aussie captain for the Oxford side. Brett Robinson, former Oxford captain, of course now head man at World Rugby. I think he's here today. Hamilton said he's got sentimentality out of the way last week before what is essentially a normal match week this week. Easily said, I guess. Made a big connections with the alumni, going on the 30-year anniversary tour to Australia. Performance socialised, organised, the alumni involved, the likes of Joe Roth, and I mentioned Brett Robinson, captain in 2001. So very much linking up the current 15, or the current group I should say, with previous dark blues. Very important, but now it's all a matter of getting focus into the group before this first whistle sets this particular varsity off. A good healthy crowd building up here at the StoneX. So much expectation, of course, built up through the last 12 months, and everybody has their own stories and memories of what went on in their year. There's George Bland leading up the light blues, an integral part, of course, last year, and now skippering Cambridge as they set themselves up for a quartet of conquests. This is the cup final after the league season. So much will come out in the next 80 minutes. Here comes Oxford and Cambridge. So before play commences, the formalities begin with the national anthem. mascots and fans, young and old, looking forward to this contest. It's been talked about a lot. Some of those youngsters may not realise the history behind it, but there is so much built in to the next hour and a half or so that will be talked about for a long, long time onwards. Oxford determined not to allow the records to show yet another dark blue loss.
Oh, the main man. You okay? Yeah. Good man.
Dan Jones, the experienced Welsh referee, is the man on the whistle.
Yeah, lovely. Cheers, bud.
His second varsity match.
Okay, just hold a sec. Just switch in. Just wait.
It's the biggest occasion in the varsity calendar.
Okay, Captain.
Another historic page, the 144th to be exact. A match which will dictate the mood for the next year. Shoe the tabs is the call from Oxford. GDBO, the response from Cambridge. All to play for over the course of the next 80 minutes.
Use it! Taxi! Who's taxi?
Since the Steel Bodgers game, when was that, end of November, Cambridge have won 3 out of 4. They only lost that tight game with the very physical British Army side. For Oxford, well, since Major Stanley's win, which was a week later, beginning of December, they lost the 2 on tour but then won 2 out of 3 with back-to-back wins over Trinity College Dublin, that on 4G. Significant win there, and against the Rams at Iffley Road. So both teams will feel good going into this game. As ever, the opening encounters will tell us an awful lot about how this game's going to play.
Yeah, certainly. I think, both teams, from a physicality point of view, really want to assert themselves. And we knew that coming into this game, that set piece is going to be critical for both of these sides. And these small moments, managing to turn the ball over, which originally started as a really good driving maul, a key platform. This pack of Oxford, we talked about the experience of them, the size of them. Feel that they could be the game changer for this Oxford side, but that's a big win for Cambridge.
Binds! Balance. Set!
First call goes against the light blues.
Stay high.
Dan Jones, as I say, a very experienced man on the whistle, so he'll be looking to lay down the law early doors as to what and what isn't accepted.
I think it was the number 3, Danny Collins, just lost his feet.
On the edge. Your feet are too far back.
Cambridge now playing on 4G, the new Mumford pitch up at Grange
on the line. On the line.
So plenty of experience. I know the Dark Blues have been training at Oxford Harlequins, which is a similar surface. Will Roddy, winner of last year's Alistair Hignell medal, albeit on the losing side, ran in a couple of drives.
Lost. 2, no. Don't change, 2. Advantage, changing bind. Penalty advantage,
penalty to Oxford. Hamilton. Hallett having to go back into the heavy traffic to reset. Fancup, another man who scored a brace of tries last year.
Okay, back foot still an advantage.
Hamilton using Jonty Scott-Brown as the first connection. Now the ball is out to Wolfe Moore.
No, he's knocked it on. No, he's
knocked it forward. No try.
Going back for penalty. 2 has lost his bind.
Moore looks a little bit confused there, but clearly from the referee, knocked it forward. So brilliant ball from Bridgewater.
Okay, changing bind. 2
over the top to the corner.
2's changing bind.
Knew that they were playing under advantage, so can come back for the penalty.
Wolfe Moore earning his 3rd blue this afternoon. big, tall man.
Okay, hold your binds.
Difficult to stop. 6'4" on the run.
It was a great cover defence in
Cambridge
the
9,
end.
yeah? Lovely.
See it there, just loses it. As you see him, he's trying to put it down with one hand.
Hold him back, yeah?
Great cover
Captain,
from Bland.
That's fine.
Take at the front from Fergus Dick, and the Mull drive set
Still
up.
going forward.
So beneficial last year.
That's once.
Roddy sniffs the white line, and Roddy's over.
No.
Roddy just turning to the blind side, and he can't stop scoring in the Varsity. It's
do that again,
Oxford on the
it'll be a penalty
board
on the halfway
first.
line.
Just
He
4
scored
minutes
them
on
all.
the clock.
Well, it's a great start for Oxford. Everything going right for them. Got themselves in the right area, executed their line out brilliantly. You thought for a moment there that Cambridge had done enough just to disrupt it. You heard the referee say use it. Thought they'd stop that momentum, but Roddy, so aware what's around him, sensed the try line. He was a right spark last year as well for them. This is a great start for Oxford.
Harry Bridgewater, as ever, kicking from the tee. Immaculate in last year's Varsity. A difficult one to start this year's, though.
Yes, thanks, Paul.
Not threatening the posts on this occasion, but still 5 points to the good, the Dark Blues.
Right, yeah.
George Bland with the restart. Zendon Rosenbroek. Good to see him in the starting lineup. Had a thumb injury which made him a 50-50 call.
Okay, use it, 9.
Earning his third blue in the Oxford second row.
Okay, now you're on. Yes, yeah. Let's go. All on.
Ben Cook combining with Nate Bottomley. Good take from Bridgewater, but he's got plenty of attention on taking the ball.
He has wrapped.
Reid Prinsep getting his first active
He wasn't
duty
ready
in
to
the
go,
Varsity.
okay? He wasn't ready to go anyway.
99 Super Rugby caps. This is very different, something I know he was really looking forward to. When I spoke to him at Effley Road a couple of weeks back, he's been thinking about this opportunity for a good couple of years. Bland, safe and secure. Thomas Davis.
You can't interfere with the 9.
Fanker getting greedy.
Interfere with the 9.
Pause in the sweetie jar. Let's just take a look at that try. It's got things underway for Oxford.
Yeah, like we spoke about, could see it creeping around, and you thought that Cambridge had done enough, but Roddy just so aware where that line is, stays patient, and at the right time broke away. Just Fanker there, giving away an unnecessary penalty in the breakdown. Jack Hamilton, clearly the key kicking man today. We've just seen 2 box kicks, excellently executed as well, put it right on the pressure for Cambridge. That's why it's so unnecessary to give away a penalty, give some easy territory and allow Cambridge here to strike off their line out.
Yeah.
So the first entry into the Oxford 22, the Cambridge line out works seamlessly.
That's the more lost in point. 4. There you go.
Tom Petty allows Ben Cook to get it away. Bottomley stepping just around his inside centre, but easily wrapped up by the Oxford defence. Petty not allowed to get over the gain line. Good work from Luke Newland, the Oxford open side. There's the Cambridge open side. Tom Evans on the bench last year, starting this. as is that man, Tom Petty. Came off the bench last year at loose head, now playing hooker. There's a man playing tight head, Danny Collins. Boys mentioned him earlier. Actually played second row through the course of this season. Loose head last. Ben Cook steps, slides deep into the Oxford 22. Opportunity here. Cambridge trying to keep that swift movement. Charlie Cross desperately trying to get Tim Andrew in, but just not to happen on this occasion.
It's great to see the movement from Cambridge, playing out the back, trying to get into those wide channels. You have to be really patient there. We're losing the gain line on multiple occasions, going back.
Just get your feet underneath you more.
And it was Cook just sharp around that breakdown. You always want your 9 to be scanning. Is there an opportunity? Where can I maybe pull in a defender? On that occasion, it opened up for him, got him onto the front foot.
Yeah, I'll go right.
Ben Cook, qualified doctor in the Cambridge ranks on the Dan Vickerman scholarship. Very experienced operator with Richmond, with Barnes Rugby Club. Now this will be very interesting to see. And the Cambridge forwards will be celebrating that call.
Captain, come here.
And I think Dan Jones is going to stamp on this immediately.
Okay, I'll give him one to them.
I know we're in Mara Itoje's land, but that was just a bit over the top.
Yeah, and there's a clear warning there from the referee.
Let's go. I've dealt with them, don't react, okay?
Impressive scrum, wasn't it? The pre-match talked about the bulk of the Oxford side squad. And at the moment, it's 1-1 in the scrum battle.
Aidan Beaumont just make sure everybody knows what the call is going to be.
Good, fine.
Harry Purvis provides the pill and the drive comes on. It's not straight though. They're going to have to reset the sat-nav here.
Cook. Broken away. Use it.
Just scanning. Waiting for forwards to get into position for another push at that dark blue defensive line.
Accidental head contact. Yeah, agreed.
Petty.
Runners!
Some big purposeful drives and eventually, just short. Tom Davis. He's short again, calls the referee.
No hands, let it come now, don't play him.
Big opportunity here for the light blues.
Short again. Let go of it.
Referee getting in perfect position to make the call.
On the line.
James Weiss is the man. The Irish loose head gets the score on the board.
There's brilliant build-up play from Cambridge. Line-out didn't quite go right, but reorganised themselves, took their time to get their forwards back into the game. Pick and goes, just inching their way forward.
Yeah, that's very kind.
Such a hard place to be able to defend right on your own line. Brilliant strike back from Cambridge.
Weiss has only just been cleared from a head injury, so
15.
Enjoying that return to Blues action. George Bland strokes his team into the lead with the first offering. So both teams on the board. See Collins stopped up just short there.
So smart about his ball presentation there, gets it away because it's so threatened by the dark blues. And this is just about recycling, getting your ball in a low position, get right underneath, and finish the job with a leg drive to get over.
So a try apiece inside the first quarter of an hour.
Time it.
Who's going to hit next? Bridgewater taking that ball from Ben Shaw. And determined play from the dark blue fullback Hallett. Out to Morn. Here's Sam Cunningham. Played for Ulster. Very savvy operator in that outside centre channel. There's another man who's very savvy. Reed Prinsep.
You're
New
pushing
dad
into
last
it.
night. Welcome to the world, KJ. I'm told mother and baby are doing well. A son too, and a brother for his two daughters. Fanka. Good hands. Hallett puts it in the midfield. There is Prinsep. He's used to playing second row and back row, so there's a fair amount of manoeuvrability there. There's the ball for Morn. Just brought down by Charlie Cross, and that was a try-saving tackle from the Cambridge outside centre.
So much good play, build up to that, playing to the outside. Oxford really putting some width onto the ball, using their forwards in those outside channels, then finding their back three. A little kick through, the intelligent kick in behind, and that was all just about a foot race through. Brilliant tidy up in the backfield.
It's always interesting, isn't it, with the forwards? There's so much adrenaline, there's so much machismo, there's so many ingredients that in the first 15-20 minutes are everywhere, and then it settles, and then they work on what they've worked on in the training paddocks for so long.
Yeah, everyone's super excited about getting under this game. And it just takes you 5-10 minutes to settle into it, get your hands on the ball, get yourself into a game, whether that's a carry or a tackle, or you're communicating, taking a high ball. Those nerves start to settle.
Unforced error from Cambridge allows Oxford to get back into the Cambridge 22. Luke Newland, Welsh open side, doing well. There's the drive from Rosenbrook. Again, Scott Brown happy to
good steal.
Do the hard bit in the contact, but getting turned over there.
He had stolen it. It's unplayable. Cambridge ball. Yeah, good steal.
And the steal was good from Bottomley. So the fly half doing well for his team there. It was a fresher when he got his first blue last season. Had Dave Holdroyd though as his feet. Fresher Dave, as he was known.
I think it's okay. Tell me if it's
an
not.
Experienced operator in Ben Cook as his scrum half this year.
Look at that from a 10. Gets the player down. Clear release, then straight onto the ball. Important moments, they were losing a lot of
that is
occasions
too much weight. Okay, hold it a
that
bit.
passage of play and the speed of the ball was really hard for Cambridge to be able to
It's far side, it is.
realign defensively and get organised.
Okay. Come on, next one's free kick. Let's
Yeah,
go.
we saw that in the women's game, didn't we, with Chloe Marie Hawley, the Oxford 10, doing the work of a breakaway and whenever she could, and it made such a difference to the sway of the game.
Oh, 100%. I think she got 4 to 5 turnovers, and as a number 10, that is very impressive.
Settle. In.
Oxford getting the push, and Cook forced to relieve the pressure. Bridgewater.
Okay, advantage. You're offside, Seven.
For Finn
Seven was
Edwards,
offside.
and they'll be relieved that Luke Newland had the finger pointed at him.
The intent and the want to get off the line to try and pressurise Cambridge, try and force an error in this area, but it's got to be done with control. Go slightly too early, and now you've just gifted the opposition another 20, 30 easy metres up the field. still in possession of the ball as well.
Cambridge just taking their time to move up to halfway.
Okay, no,
under the cosh a little bit for the last 5-6 minutes.
No,
just
make sure we're 10, please.
setting their stall out for this line out. Good take from Beaumont.
Okay, 50-22 is not on.
Releases there into midfield, but two big second rows waiting and managed the turnover as well. Scott Brown having to step back, but doing really well to get his team into a prominent position. Take from John Belcher-Heath.
Good effort.
Another who's moved up from bench last year to starting 15 this. Jack Hamilton gets good height on the box. Good call though on that far side from Tim Andrew. I beg his pardon, I think that was George Bland stepping in there, the Cambridge captain.
Okay, use it.
Staying safe and secure under the high ball. Ben Cook repeats the feat of his opposite number. Quick transference, Hallett. Wow, that's nice hands from Fergus Dick. Here goes Cunningham. Looking for his winger, has to jackal and set up to allow the next phase to go. Fergus Dick, former Loughborough University's captain, a real leader.
Okay,
there's the Cambridge leader, George Bland, kicking off his weaker foot. Bridgewater. Rosenbrook. Up over that 10-metre line, Fanker. Weren't expecting to see Michael Fanker back in the Oxford colours. But he's doing a sustained urban development masters. Just getting pinged there though.
He's a powerful athlete, isn't he? See what damage he can do. Really direct there.
Yeah, I'll deal with it, but otherwise.
Because he was powerful, managed to slip through and round the tackle. Got disconnected from his support, and Ben Cook, as smart and wise as he's been in attack around the breakdown, he's also sharp to the opportunity for a turnover. Jumped straight on that ball.
Yes, Fanker very much on the rugby radar already, having represented England counties. Also played for Hartbury, and I've got a feeling Gloucester at some point in the Premiership Rugby Cup maybe. Certainly has a rugby profile, shall we say.
Don't forget Medway Rugby Club as well.
Oh, I knew that Kent connection would come to the fore at some point.
I know you didn't want to use it. You're from Essex, but
I didn't. Over the bridge. What can I say? Good call from Ollie East. Taking the responsibility under the high ball. Bottom lip.
Committed.
Moves it out wide. Shrimpton and Co trying to get it out towards Tim Andrew on that left wing. Here it comes. Down through from Bland, but it's taken neatly by Ben Shaw. Good hands from the right winger, giving Oxford the chance to get something underway as we move into the second quarter of this game. Bridgewater. Neil Roddy.
Box! Okay, use it!
Hamilton just weighing up the option here, getting the right weight on that kick. Nobody really taking responsibility. Bland doing very well under pressure from Morn. Keeps the ball in. Harry Bridgewater, the club president, just takes a look at what's on option, and it's Morn who gets the ball back. Continuity is good from the Dark Blues. They now need to make some headway towards that 22. Fanker, crash ball Charlie in the Oxford midfield. Bridgewater. Josh Hallett hangs and now throws it wide. The ball is out to Ben Shaw. Shaw into the 22.
Advantage.
High tackle, I think, yes.
Penalty only.
Referee Jones catching that. Rosenbrook trying to cut that acute angle to find the weaker arm, but
yes, advantage.
Cambridge defence under the cosh right now. Fanker goes again. Similar position to where he scored the first try from last year.
He's just tripped.
Numbers here.
That's
Hallett
good.
throws it wide. Wolfram steps and goes and reaches out. All 6'4" to get
Advantage
Oxford
over.
back into the lead.
I thought it was just a penalty because there was no head
Well
contact.
denied moments ago in a very similar position. But absolutely guarantees that one. The big step on the inside, still had work to do. But it all originated from the pack, getting that momentum, that go forward.
Someone got a bit of tape in my ear, it just keeps falling out. Just a bit of
Looking good, aren't they, Oxford? Got various options, and I think that's what's making them dangerous. It's not clear cut whether they're going to go to the outside, whether they're going to punch through the middle. It makes it really challenging defensively. Are they going to come short? Do we need to tighten up a little bit? And at the moment, they're picking the right options every time.
Yeah, they're putting question marks into the Cambridge defenders' minds every time as to how they are going to have to match up.
That's your minute. Gone.
Well, Harry Bridgewater has taken too long. And the 2 points goes a-begging. So, 10-7 is the scoreboard. Here's the try. A huge rainbow pass from Josh Hallett. Really had a pot of gold on it on the end for Wolfram.
It's great composure and vision there from Hallett to recognise and then be able to execute.
Prinsep revs the engine.
Okay, use it.
Former Canterbury captain. Played 6 years for the Canes, a year for the Western Force. Indeed, last June he was playing against the British Lions for the Western Force. Second time we'd had that particular honour. I think we played for the Canes back in 2017 or something. So a very experienced operator. Only arrived on these shores after Christmas. So still a new influence on this group.
Both teams really not interested in
Backwards.
playing too much in
All onside.
the middle of the third because Little's opening up now.
Otis Walker's picked up the scraps,
That's a
throws
bad
it
step
inside,
forward.
the pass
Forward.
went forward, and suddenly a harem
That's thrown it
scare
forward.
moment
Scrum.
for both teams.
Forward.
Ends with that forward pass and a scrum put in for Cambridge. Out of nothing, seemingly.
Yeah, it was after the kick chase from Cambridge. That's what happens sometimes. You get the tap back or the bounce of the ball. Nobody's catching it cleanly. You never quite know where it's going to go. So always why you chase lost courses. For that exact reason. Walker picking up the scraps.
Let's try and settle a bit quicker. It takes it a long time.
Isn't it? Mobile. Bit of footwork. You can see what he's trying to do. He knows he's got players flooding on the inside and he knows he's going to get taken into touch. Trying to keep it alive.
Yeah, 3 blues in 3 years for the undergraduate.
Set.
Just Walker. Made a great impact apparently on the tour to Australia. Got Player of the Tour awarded.
That's on the ball.
Patrick Shrimpton drives into the contact and his forwards come through to support him to allow Ben Cook to have a safe office to get that kick away. And that is a huge kick from the scrum. Oh my, what a kick, what advance that's made.
That's an incredible kick. You're under pressure.
Cambridge on the edge.
Quick setup. And you get yourself into the opposition's half. Really smart play from Ben Cook.
Purvis at the front. Trying to compete, but Otis Walker safe and secure.
Okay, don't change on the outside.
Roddy comes round to complete them all.
Six.
Hamilton looked at the short side. There was a tap down there from Ben Cook.
Let me deal with it. Let me deal with it. Knock on.
It looked like he's in the tackle to me.
Yeah, it's a knock on by Oxford. Scrum.
Ooh.
Okay, scrum.
I thought that Ben Cook got a slap down there. And Jack Hamilton did as well. Just have a look there.
Yeah, it does put his hand out, doesn't it?
Yeah, best scrum last time.
It would have been a, worst case penalty only, plenty of cover in behind.
Two Irish props there for Tom Petty, Collins and Weiss in light blue colours. Danny Collins on this near side.
In. Advantage. Turn.
Ben Cook looks at the short side, knows it's a free play.
That's the right option from Cook.
Okay, go forward and have a contest.
He'd be in the backfield, but
contest.
Walker just managed to nip his left legs to take him off balance.
Bottomley now with a chance to push his team up and get something sorted out. Half an hour gone of this 2026 varsity and just 3 points of difference.
Where has 30 minutes gone?
It has been quick, isn't it? So look to my right, James Shanahan completing his notes, or adding to his notes for half-time. His civic club, as it were, Bury St Edmunds, playing not so far away at Old Deer Park.
Okay, fine.
Purvis sets it back. And Petty comes round with intent. Quick ball presentation is there. Beaumont trying to hurdle over dark blue shirts.
You haven't gone for the gate to play it.
Good line speed from the Oxford defence. The ball comes out. Cook wasn't looking.
It has come out, but you can't dive on it. You've got to stay on your feet. If it comes out of the ruck, you can't dive on it. No, it's got to go past the meter before you can.
Yep.
No.
Called for the tee.
Yeah.
Guaranteed
About a year ago
free.
it changed. Yeah. If it goes outside of a metre, then it's free game.
Definitely feel
anything
like
within a metre of the ruck, it's got to be on the
Cambridge are
feet.
now building their way into this game. You're seeing them being far more physical in their carries, getting over that gain line. In the opening 20-25 minutes, I have to say, Oxford's defence has been impressive. Getting off the line, the double hits. And that's an easy 3-pointer to take away.
No, it's fine. You got the reward, didn't you?
Ties things up. Both teams in double figures now. And a very interesting final 10 minutes of this first half ahead.
Important restart.
Know that George Bland has been getting the advice of Rowan Kitt, former international TMO. Tim Andrew, and a little chip ahead. How's the bounce going to work? Tim Andrew earning his
advantage, 6.
5th blue, and he's never scored in the previous 4. Card
6
coming
offside
in.
the side. 6 side entry.
Fergus Dick is the man who's going to watch the end of this first half from the side.
6 yellow card. You side entry.
Just mentioning Rowan Kitt is now a
no
fellow
advantage
at Queen's College, former international TMO, so they've taken top level refereeing and officiating advice in the setup to this. And so far they've kept on the right side of referee Dan Jones for the most part.
Well, I talked about the importance of that restart, and it was Ben Shaw that went to go try and get the ball in the air. And it's great that you send your wingers to try and retrieve the ball back, but you've got to make sure the backfield and you've got to feel where he's come from, and that's what opened up there for Andrew.
Big moment in this match.
You've gone behind. Obstruction. You've gone behind. Obstruction.
And that's super frustrating.
Okay,
You just swing that momentum. This is the infringement coming in at the side, illegally so. Cynical play because it stops all of that momentum.
Okay, just gone completely behind. I think it was you with backlifter. You were literally like fixing it.
They scored that
just give
try
him a little
there,
bit.
irrelevant of what's gone on just before that phase.
No
The line out there.
No T
One
of those in
replacement,
action this afternoon.
Yeah, super tough, isn't
Lovely.
it? We
Coming
can
off
make
now,
those
far
calls
side.
because we've got a few replays.
Have to carry on if you are.
For the referee, it is really challenging out there.
Harry Pratt coming on for John Belcher Heath. Doesn't look to be anything wrong with the loose head, so I presume that's a tactical substitution by Ian Kench. Wade Thompson, as ever, his scrum guru. He's obviously noticed a problem there at loose head.
2 out, please. 2.
This is a good drive from his forwards.
I'm happy, still going. Yeah, he's out. Yeah, out. Good choice.
Look at that drive up to halfway.
Advantage.
And the advantage call as well as Otis Walker tries to work his way down that short side.
It's back just in the halfway. Thanks, mate. Watch those two on the ground for me.
Hallett into midfield and just not sticking in the clutches of Luke Newland.
Yeah.
Again, just compounding errors, haven't
Side.
they? They've already given away a penalty at their own line out. And then,
Okay, 6 side and then down.
there we go, 6 coming in illegally.
It's always
at
the
side.
sixes, isn't it?
It's always the 6s. To
Harry
be fair, it's
Purvis.
often the 7s as well, and the 8s, and maybe the 4s and 5s.
Back on me, sorry, I got it. Yeah, on me.
It's always
You're
the forwards.
abstaining responsibility for anybody in double digits then.
Absolutely, I've got to stick up for my backs.
5 minutes to go in this first half and nothing between the team as the scoreboard indicates.
4.5, thanks.
Big opportunities maybe before they turn around at half time.
Good contest.
Walker does well to tap it back and Newland picks up the scraps.
That's a ruck!
Having to rescue things, Prinsep.
Okay, use it.
Hamilton dummies the box kick, throws it wide. Cunningham, good strength through the tackle, not taken. Completed the tackle, so the ball's still there for the Dark Blues. First touch for Harry Pratt, the Irish loose head. There's another Irishman, Northern Irishman.
14 in the way first.
Ollie East not
14 was on the wrong side.
getting out of the way in time for the referee's satisfaction. Now, what do you do here?
Go to the corner.
Your wish is his command.
I really like the fact that Jack Hamilton there, they've obviously got a kicking strategy coming into this game, not overplaying in their own half. A few phases, right, let's look to kick, let's put pressure on. But every single time, got 4 in the backfield. Cambridge are dropping to market, and it was great recognition, probably from the back line as well. Just have a little heads up. Notice they've got a little bit of space. And that Cunningham looks pretty light and quick on his feet.
Yeah.
And a couple of good little darts in those corners. So it's good to see that, yes, there's a game plan, but you've got to keep scanning what's in front of you.
Walker nods, takes the ball, the drive comes on from Newland. And can they be stopped? It doesn't look like it. Oxford up and over and retake the lead. I think it was Newland. I'm going to wait and see though, because in that melee. Well, we'll have to wait and see the replay of that. Newland it was who took it in. Roddy was there in support.
Sorry, just lost. I'll wait for you.
Just how quickly momentum can swing. All of this possession came from the error at
10 rather than 15,
Cambridge's line out in the 22 on the 5 metre line.
Yeah.
Compounding those errors, find themselves on their own try line defending a line out.
I think CSI Hendon may need to take a look at that to establish exactly who it was, but it doesn't matter to Harry Bridgewater. making sure he doesn't go over his time limit now. Can't nail it. Let's take another look at that replay if we can and just see who it was. There's 18, Roddy coming in to support. It certainly wasn't 18, it was Roddy.
There's a double-digit player in there, Morn giving the little extra bump there to his
It was
teammate.
Roddy.
2 for Roddy.
2 tries for Oxford's number 2. Again, deja vu. Now, can Cambridge get some response before they head off at half-time? Tom Petty. Weiss, the Cambridge try scorer.
That's tough.
You've got to roll away, not on top.
He's dominated that contact and that collision. But you've got to make every effort. As soon as you completed it, I mean, he stopped all of the momentum there for Cambridge, but you've got to roll yourself out of there because...
Okay, stay alert, stay alert, stay alert.
He's kicked it dead.
That's a mistake that Cambridge could really do without in the last play of this first half. Not sure how that wind is working. Again, we look to see indicators, but there's no real flags.
Yeah, scumble, yep. 50-22
and it all looks fairly still out there. The clouds certainly have lifted from the women's game.
Just 2 big missed opportunities. That'll probably be the frustration going in at half-time for Cambridge.
That's it. 2! Crouch! Grips! Bind! Set!
Big push.
Oh, no.
Referee not allowing that to
Lads, you were
influence his
pre-engaged
decision.
and there was movement. We can't reward it. Same again.
Scrum not set properly. Fans in that far stand.
Okay, come on, lads.
Love the little bit of Roman amphitheatre that we just
I tried to
witnessed.
play through it, my mistake. Let's go.
If there was ever evidence of
we need space and balance, far side.
That drive on the scrum will certainly indicate the frustrations coming out.
Bind!
Of course, Oxford still down a man at the moment. Route A ball, Walker.
Ball's out of the back.
Well, Walker tries to hack it off himself. Does well to rescue it, in fact, but he's been driven back, and in the end, Hamilton completes operations to allow the half-time whistle to go. The Dark Blues opening the scoring with a try from their hooker, finishing the half with a try from their hooker too. More with a try in the middle of it as well. It's tight, it's tense. Half-time score in this year's varsity: Oxford University 15, Cambridge University 10.
Yeah. You got
Well, plenty of rugby entertainment there for light blue, dark blue and neutral fans. Let's take a look at the 4 tries that we've seen. The trademark line-out drive providing the first from Oxford down the blind side.
It was a great start from them, wasn't it? Right out the blocks. But Cambridge did reply pretty quickly on the back of that.
Yeah, the front rows combining well to eventually allow the loose head to drive his way over. Patience being the virtue.
So easy to force things here as well, but look, they just get themselves calm, composed, make sure they've got a teammate on their shoulder. This was a lovely ball over the top. More big step on the inside, back on the right foot.
And then they finish things off with another driving try, also finished by Will Roddy. The Newport Salop man in the right place at the right time. 15-10, just 5 points of difference. Fair reflection. It's plenty to chat about at the interval. Let's get down pitch side with Dave and our panel of pundits.
Half-time then at StoneX Stadium, Oxford 15, Cambridge 10, and it was this point last year, George, where Oxford were leading the way. Maybe a good omen for this year, right some wrongs?
Let's hope so. I think it's panned out as we spoke about.
Yeah.
You know, there's been a real forward dominance at Maul and some really good stuff there. But what we've also seen, which has been impressive, is some great control of the game and playing with ball in hand as well from Oxford. They've managed to sustain momentum, get gain line, and then actually translate that into points, which is really pleasing to see.
You're seeing Oxford really attack as a pack all together as one at times as well. Get the ball, defend, and then move forward together as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I think what was pleasing down here, we had this passage of play where we had, a couple of the forward pack, Fanka picking and go, and we've seen Rosenbrook really get over the gain line alongside Princep and others carrying forward, and then they're not afraid then when they've got that go forward to then actually move it wide, and that's where we saw this with the second try. But I think as a dark blue, we're in a good position. But now we've been here before. How do we make sure second half we really twist the knife, get the job done?
Don't get too ahead of yourself yet, George. Charlie, I mean, it was an early try for Oxford.
Yeah.
Cambridge tried to come back into it, and to be honest, I was writing notes before half-time saying, it's going to be a draw at half-time, but then Cambridge just, that lack of concentration at times.
Maybe. Well, you've got to hand it to Oxford. They've been really comfortable on the ball.
Yeah.
They've been patient, and they haven't really tried to throw anything risky yet. And what I haven't seen from the Cambridge team that I'd like to see a bit more, I need to see them disrupting. I want to see some dominant tackles. I haven't seen many dominant tackles today, and I haven't seen a fight at the ruck. I feel like there's a bit of an armchair ride going for Oxford at the moment in attack. But having said that, I think a big momentum shift in the scrum. We had two dominant hits from our pack, one down that led to our first try and another further up the field in the Cambridge 22. And I think, as Cambridge were the underdogs going in the front row, having won those two scrums, I think that could be a big momentum shift. And I think 15-10 is not too bad. Now let's see if we can release the backs after showing that the forwards are stepping up. It could be a tasty second half.
It seems that Cambridge defending well at times, but that attack, they just don't have that velocity that Oxford seem to do at the moment, jumping on every opportunity.
Well, look, I think Oxford have had more possession.
Yeah.
They've been able to show a bit more of their hand so far. Cambridge have relied on individuals. I think our 9 has been really good. He's been sniping around and he's been doing some really nice kicks, causing some havoc. But yeah, we haven't seen us get in the flow. But I also think we've dealt with the pressure so far. We've dealt with the high kicks really well. Oxford have tried to barrage the back line of Cambridge so far with some kicks. But we've taken them well and we've taken them forward, and it was our number 7 who put away Tom Andrews for that breakaway that nearly led to a try, but we couldn't quite get it over the line. So, look, I'd like to see some more attacking intent from Cambridge, but they just haven't had the possession to show that right now.
George, we were mentioning just before we came on air at half-time the discipline, the lack of, but the referee has been pretty in control of it so far.
Yeah, look, he's been very quick on certain decisions at breakdown time, so he's rewarding the defensive player getting your hands over the ball if it's clear and obvious. He's rewarding that kind of intent. I think what's going to be really, really important now, as we get past 55, we get second half past 55 minutes, there's been a lot of physicality in that breakdown, in some of those tight carries. Like you said, there's been a difficulty from Cambridge's perspective, maybe meeting that head for head, toe to toe on gain line. If Oxford can continue to soften up, continue to win those collisions, it looks good for us from that perspective. The one thing I would say, we have seen just down there one switch off on a kick chase. It's a momentum swinger. The crowd gets on top of everybody, and if it wasn't for a small infringement of obstruction, line out time and a maul, that could have been a 7-point swing. After just conceding 3 points, it could have been a 10-point swing. And that can happen in this environment, and you can see people, you've got to keep your composure, got a man in the bin for a period as well. Oxford at this stage, I'm not sure he's going to be back on soon, or if he's already back on. how that's going to play out as well as we get to 55 to 75 minutes is going to be critical.
Well, it ebbs and flows, this game, doesn't it? And like all varsity games, you've got the added pressure on that in the mix. And we were talking there about how it can go either way, but it's about how you control it, because you don't want the game to get away from you, which arguably is what happened to Oxford last year.
I wouldn't be surprised if they have a scenario based on coming in a scoreline 5 points down. James Shanahan would come out with a plan. There'll be something that George Bland would have put together with the team to say, right, if we come in 5 down, 10 down, what do we do? How are we going to change the momentum? Let's come over with X play, Y play to say, right, let's get back on the front foot. My big worry was the 2 lineouts. We went to the far corner and we didn't put away that lineout. We got disrupted by the big Oxford pack and we couldn't go over the line. We could have probably taken the 3 points. We then gave away a penalty down here. Oxford had a brilliant, and they went over in the corner a bit easily. So we really need, we've shown that we can mix it with that Oxford pack, but now can we feed the backs and show the expansive rugby and really take the game away by running out of them.
And we've also seen the impact and influence of Nick Savetta, who's a former Blue USA Eagle. He's coaching the pack there. They've done a really smart job at line-out time and set piece. We've seen them do a really good job with the maul, defensively and offensively, and we've also seen a steal. Now, it's hard if you're Cambridge to be able to show what you can do in those wider channels if you're being strangled at set piece.
You're being shut out.
And that's what I'm seeing line out time. Savetta's influences all over that, and Kench, obviously, another guy who plays second row. So there's a clear focus there on line out where we do have a bit of dominance. Let's hope second half we can continue to show that.
Is this one of those times where the mixture of different experiences really comes into hand? Those that have maybe played a few times in varsity, maybe played at a professional level as well as come back to this level, and maybe those first timers, and it's almost a distributing factor because there is so many different experiences in the squad.
Yeah, that's true. You've got 40 minutes played, there's only 5 points between the two teams. But Oxford have got more Blues in their team, and they might think from an experience perspective they might have it. But as you say, the momentum over the years have been with Cambridge, but the momentum in this game I think is probably with Oxford. We just need to come up with a moment. You know, we saw Finn Russell and Darcy Graham put something together against Wells when they're down and out. Cambridge are not down and out, but there'll be something there that Cambridge need to come up with. That sport, a bounce of the ball, that is what creates the jeopardy, the adversity. Something will happen that will put the momentum into Cambridge's favour, and I don't think we're really that far behind.
Not at all.
We just need to get a bit more time on the ball and really put it to the back line.
Well, is this a good reason why forget last year? Because we could say, well, last year you came from behind, so you'll do it again. But is this a reason why to get rid of that mindset for a position like this?
Well, certainly no one's going to be talking about last year in that change room today. They'll be just saying, look, nuts and bolts. Let's hit those rucks, hit those tackles. And then we'll see from there. You cannot win a game unless you're winning the gain line. And at the moment, it looks like Oxford are winning the possession and with that, the gain line.
Well, before we head back to our comms team, I'm going to come to each of you, George, first. If you're in that dressing room right now, what are you saying to the guys? What's the plan for the final 40 minutes of varsity?
We've got the wind behind us now. There's a bit of a breeze going across. We've got the ascendancy. Let's make sure we clean up the discipline, continue with the physicality, and really make sure we keep that stranglehold on set piece and defence.
Charlie, George is giggling away in the corner. What are you saying to the guys in the dressing room before we head into this final 40?
I can't wait to watch that game for starters. But anyway, look, if it's going to be an Oxford win, it's because they strangled out the game. It'll be a slow, tepid. I'm expecting a big, expansive. Cambridge are to come out and going to throw caution to the wind. They're going to start seeing it get out to the backs a bit more. Let's get control of the ball and let's start attacking, put together some plays. They've already put up some high kicks to try and test that back three. Now I think you can see them putting it through the centres a bit more and try and see whether they can go through the back line and really start scoring some tries. There's going to be a lot more tries in this half than there was in the first.
You're expecting more of an open game for this one?
That's the only way that Cambridge are going to win this game, yeah.
And it is about keeping that stranglehold, as you said.
Strangle him. That's my advice.
Well, we still have a bit of time, so give me one player each of who you really think can make a difference in this half, the final 40.
Well, I think John T. Scott Brown, from an Oxford perspective, has marshalled things really well in the midfield, and he's helped them strike the balance between, when we're getting in behind them tight and then moving the ball as well through 10. But I think as long as he can continue to do that, we'll be in a good spot. Charlie?
I've mentioned Ben Cook. I've been really impressed with how he's controlled the game, but I'd like to see Nathan Bottomley, our 10, take a bit more control now. really demand that ball. Okay, set it up with the forwards if you need to, but let's feed these backs. Let's get out to George Bland, and let's make sure that the Cambridge captain gets his hands on the ball and starts really delivering in this game.
Well, we're just about to get back to it. You can see Cambridge returning to the pitch once again. They came from behind last year. Can they do it again? Or is it going to be all blue here at the StoneX? Let's pass it back over to our expert commentary crew in the form of Simon Ward and Rachel Burford.
Thank you, Dave. Yes, it's going to be very interesting to see how tactics work in this final 40. We mentioned in that first half Oxford with the power game up front, and George Robson alluded to it there. They've got plenty of attacking options, that said, to utilise as well. So if they get ball, then will they open their game up, or will they continue to drive and keep it relatively narrow? Cambridge on the other side, well, they've got the attacking thrust, particularly out wide, but they need to work the position to make that happen. Rachel Burford alongside me. Burf, how's your tactical head working now on this one?
Well, I think for Cambridge, very much still in this game. Been very much tit for tat for both of these teams. I think, Oxford dominated the possession and territory, but a lot of that came through the ill discipline from Cambridge. Those two big missed opportunities that they had where they could have turned them into points, kicking the ball dead, losing their own line out. All of that will feed into the momentum for Oxford, but both of these teams have been in this position before, and it's very critical about how this first 20 goes in this game. Big physical half from Oxford. How much does that take it out of them? You saw that Cambridge started to move the ball to the outside channels, and then suddenly in that back end of the first half, Cambridge suddenly winning those collisions. So can they tire out this dynamic power pack of Oxford to really open up? And we want to see the likes of Bland on the ball as much as possible, and Andrews.
So Dan Jones sets this second 40 underway. Josh Hallett clears it. Josh Hallett's experience, especially at 10, but also playing here in this stadium, could be invaluable with managing the game, making sure that from an Oxford perspective they're playing in the right sort of areas.
Yeah, he'll be super important and really key, to how he's organising his forwards, how he's making his way to put his team in the right position, whether that's off his boot or whether that is off Hamilton's boot. But yeah, his leadership, experience of playing here, playing in big games, having big moments will be critical.
Okay, that's once.
As Hamilton hangs it delicately high, I think played on. Very, very good kick from the Oxford skip. Back to Bottomley. Partly tackled, but he's got his kick away. Bridgewater responds.
Okay, hold.
Kick tennis ensues. Hamilton. Yes, no, yes. It's like Bottomley's gone down. In back play. Concern for the Cambridge fly half, but play continues. Oxford will play and look for the space that he's left.
Yeah, that's fine. If we go near him, we'll stop.
Ben Shaw up against his opposite number. Andrew sticking to task.
If we go near him,
Roddy. 2 tries last year, 2 tries this. Hallett. Scott Brown trying to work Shaw into position.
Okay, yellow card, and we'll wait for him.
It looks like Fergus Dick is going to be back rejoining the throng. Not sure what happened to Nate Bottomley there. I saw the kick get away and I was watching the ball.
Just wait for him.
He doesn't look too good on his feet
waiting for
at the
him.
moment.
Who would you like, sorry?
And the big kick battle, isn't there, trying to
13 Cambridge replacement, please. 13.
force in.
Charlie Cross
Yeah, send him on, Fee.
is being replaced as well, so that brings in Ben Barlow and Jody Bardell for an adjustment.
Okay, all
See
good.
how this is going to work for the light blues.
Let's go, time back on.
I think to see whether George Bland is going to step up or who's moving in to fly half.
Yeah, it looks like Bland's gone into the fly half position.
Overthrow of the line out. And here comes Reid Prinsep. Hallett takes his team into the 22. As ever, the first score after half-time is huge psychologically. Hallett delicately kicks through, and there was nowhere for Ben Barlow to go.
Intelligent kick there from Hallett there. Knows that they're evens on numbers. Puts a little stab in behind, knowing that his teammate's not going to get to it. But what they have forced is a brilliant attacking position here. Tackled the player into touch. That's all he could do. There's Barlow.
The take is good, and the setup exemplary from the Dark Blues. They've done it twice, and they're going to do it again. It's a hat-trick for that man, Roddy. He won the Alistair Hignell medal last season in adversity. He's got a hat-trick now as he tries to take his team to victory in 2026.
Well, again, just feeding off the errors there from Cambridge off the line out. Just Oxford getting into motion, putting themselves in the right position. Little kick from Hamlet got them that opportunity for the line out. Such a brilliant take in the line out, set up.
And you can tell they've got coaches like Nick Savetta, former USA second row. Ian Kench, of course, a second row himself in his playing days. It is a position of strength for the Dark Blues.
They would have been on the receiving end at times of just how difficult a solid driving maul is to defend. So using it as a key weapon. They'll be really pleased with that one. Right out the blocks from the half time. See there, Cambridge trying to do all they can, but they're splintered. They're on the back foot. And then Roddy, how about that hat trick in the varsity game?
So for the first time, there is a more than one score difference between the two teams. Cunningham sends it out, not particularly far.
Didn't catch that quite well, did he? Slipped on the outside of his boot.
It's like one of my golf shots. Yeah, you see how perfectly it's set up, and as David Flatman continues to tell me, if it's set up properly, it cannot legally be stopped. So it proved there. So, Cambridge, what have you got?
No contest, play on.
No contest actually benefits the Light Blues, because it looked like it had gone squint. But it's there for the Cambridge side. Bland in that first receiver. Tom Evans finding no way through. Shrimpton tries to get some width on this Cambridge line, and it's something
advantage,
really
can't go off your feet.
Haven't been able to
advantage.
manufacture. Tim Andrew goes inside looking for work. Up to the 10-metre line. Good defiant work from the Cambridge side. They'll go back for that earlier call though.
Thank you. Okay, off your feet, coming through.
Cambridge definitely looked more dangerous, and they talked about it at half-time that when they move the ball to those outside channels and bring their back line into play, look really threatening and then causing problems for Oxford.
Now, just looking at the Cambridge setup in the backs,
Okay. Yeah,
Tim Andrew is out here on the left wing, as you would expect. It looks like Ollie East has moved into the centres.
Yeah, you've got to stay
with Ben Barlow playing at full-back now, George Bland in as the pivot, as 10. A steal, though, from Oxford in that line-out. Errant handling from unexpected possession and an unexpected 5-metre scrum for Cambridge to work something from. Perfect position because they can split right and left and keep the Oxford defenders guessing.
Stability, please.
So again, getting disrupted, forcing the turnover. You know, an error there doesn't mean that they're out of the danger zone yet. Definitely becoming a weapon for them defensively as well as in attack. That pack of Oxford.
Set!
And yet it's interesting in the scrum, it seems Cambridge have been able to turn it on quite there. Bland puts Shrimpton through, looking for quick possession. Andrew is out on the left wing with nobody in front of him. Davis tries to scrabble his way a bit further forward. Tom Evans has lost it as he goes for glory.
He's locked it on as he's gone for the line. It's a scrum blue ball.
And the moment has passed.
That's another critical moment, isn't it? Missed opportunity yet again. It was a lovely play from Bland under pressure. Obviously the scrum didn't quite come through the channel. I think the 9 was expecting it to, but Bland, lovely little double pump, hit Shrimpton through, gets him right on the front
just go,
foot.
please.
All of a sudden, Oxford scrambling, and it's just that patience. Take your time in those moments. The line, the try line is your friend in that way, because everybody from a defensive point of view are on their toes, they're edging, you know they're going to try and get off it as quick as can. It's another one gone begging for Cambridge.
Set!
Big pressure from Cambridge and they're going to win.
Backside and knock on before.
The re-scrum with a knock-on from an Oxford hand. Good work from the light blue 8.
Cambridge definitely getting the upper hand in the scrums at the moment. Lineouts to Oxford and scrums to Cambridge.
Yeah, I'm coming this way.
Got to really make this count now.
Great to have your company wherever you're watching with us this afternoon on the Varsity Matches YouTube or Facebook pages. Oxford, Cambridge Facebook. I know we're in South America, South Africa and Japan as well. A really tight contest here. Big opportunity for the light blues to strike back in this second half. They've seen Oxford register tries either side of half-time to take the lead. No sense of panic within the light blue ranks. Oxford in good setup in defence, no way through for James Weiss. Bowman as well to keep the possession under pressure from Oxford tacklers.
No, not enough of a lift. Not lift.
Ben Cook changes his mind, goes out to Tom Evans. Big contact there. Oxford really putting their shoulders to the wheel in defence. Bowman.
He's falling, no foul play. Always falling.
Suddenly there's numbers there for Cambridge. Shrimpton it is! And Patrick Shrimpton bundles his way over to push Cambridge back into this match. Good patience being shown by the light blues, and eventually it was the inside centre who was able to muscle his way over the line.
Thank you.
There's such good patience defensively. Oxford were throwing absolutely everything into it, but the speed of ball right at the line just does enough to pull in the opposition 12, and then Shrimpton,
I'll give you 15.
plenty of power to keep driving his legs through. 2 players on him. Brilliant try from Cambridge, really, really good.
Important couple of points on offer here.
15.
Kick just veering away from the right-hand upright. So it is a 5-point difference at the moment. Just under half an hour to go in this contest. Bridgewater with the restart. Great take from Ben Shaw. My goodness me, he had his eyes on the ball and they never left. And suddenly it's Oxford straight back into the Cambridge 22. Hallett getting good width on the pass. Offload is good. Cunningham out to Morn. Pratt sets it back for his scrum half. Rosenbrook. Fanker takes 2 Cambridge men to take him down. Good line speed from the light blues, but Oxford keep playing. Newland. Lovely little offload from Prinsep. No speed of presentation though. Cambridge with plenty of time to get their defence back into position. Now Hamilton speeds it up. Scott Brown. Fanker again double tackled by the light blues defenders. Prinsep offering to go hard from short distance again. Newland, old style open side Luke Newland. Cunningham, good strength from the Ulsterman. Ball is there. Is it Hallett, I think, who's gone, applied the finishing touch. Josh Hallett's the man. Well, no sooner has Shrimpton gone through after several phases for Cambridge, it's Hallett in the right place to finish things off for Oxford.
Well, it all started with Ben Shaw, didn't it, on that restart? It's an incredible take to get possession back, and then the work rate of the pack there, going through the phases, multiple phases, over and over and over again.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Josh Hallett, sorry. We've got Jack Hamlet and Josh Hallett. Bit of a mouthful, 9 and 10. But they're combining really, really well.
Well, Harry Bridgewater went 4 from 4 in last year's varsity. That's his first successful kick at the 5th attempt this afternoon. An important couple of points it is as well to put a 12-point buffer in there for the Dark Blues.
Just the angle that he comes back on, he knows he's going against the grain. You can see the light blues trying to get round the corner, get off the line. Picks an inside weak shoulder.
Use it!
So Cambridge have to find another response. 25 minutes left, so plenty of time in this game.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah.
James Shanahan and Scott Annett, the DOR, just mulling over the reaction and what they can do. Shanahan in his 12th varsity has won half a dozen of those. Just the last 3 on the spin.
Line out, Cambridge.
Line out, disrupted by Oxford. Still going to be their ball because they knocked it into touch. They're going to have to look at their options on the line out. You can see them getting in a huddle there, maybe changing where they're going to go to, maybe a bit of movement.
Hang on, we've got an injury in the way.
Looks like Josh Hallett has a problem with a knee or calf there. That's Dexter Lynch, the only fresher in the Oxford Blues camp. Maybe he's going to be coming on to replace him. It looks like Hallett's got
I get that one
a fair amount of discomfort.
I didn't really know what he'd done wrong, but I also didn't look right. You know what I mean?
Involved this week, I know, in
I was guessing if I
connecting with the alumni, Dr. Brett Robinson, I mentioned the current World Rugby boss. He's at the game today. He presented the Oxford boys with their jerseys in the sheds before the game.
Okay, no worries. I think it's
back celebrating 25 years since he captained the Blues to a 3-point victory in 2001, and it was a very special occasion because that began a run of 3 successive wins for Oxford. They reconvened at Iffley Road last night, I'm told, to relive and reconnect. That 99 Oxford side had lost 5 in a row.
Okay, it's okay to go.
Cambridge chasing history, but the Dark Blues forced themselves over the line, and then for the next 3 times they won by just 3 points each time. Little things can start their own streak. This game, though, far from sorted yet, you would think. Just a 2-score difference again.
Taken back,
the line
carried back.
Being snaffled and stolen by the Dark Blues. Hamilton gets a bit more length on that one. Good response from Barlow. Cook. East
advantage, offside, 12.
Changed the line a bit.
Stopping options. Tell me if you want it.
All the way through there for Finn Edwards. Tight head last season in the back row
offside,
now.
12.
A role he's familiar with.
12, stopping options.
Played there before. He was moved up to the coalface, so to speak.
An interesting option they're going for touch again. They just lost the last
lads on 22, please.
3 line-outs. Do they look to take a 3-point there? I'm sure that's within plans range.
Right, Josh Hallett is just limping his way off on the near side. So a blue for Dexter Lynch.
Allow him to set, please. Okay, time on, let's go.
He's really impressed all and sundry in the Oxford camp this season. Jack Hamilton told me he reminds me of Damien McKenzie from New Zealand, so praise indeed. If he's got those sort of skills, his defensive skills are going to be tested first. As Cambridge try and get something going. Just outside the 22.
Wider.
Good defensive manipulation by the Dark Blues. Weiss does well.
Advantage, just a penalty, always for him. Let him go. No. We'll go 10. No, he hasn't. I think you've jumped over the top of him. You've jumped over the top of him as well.
Harry Pratt
but it's still a
pleads
penalty,
his ignorance,
10 metres, right?
or innocence,
no,
I
he's
should
deliberately
say, not
ran into
ignorance.
But,
But,
yeah, you can.
He's got away with one there.
Dan Jones keeping things cool and calm. George Bland calling for the tee.
He knows the urgency that's needed.
Your time's on the side, you've got 43 seconds.
You can see that he's fallen and he's stepped inside. Oh, look here. You can see that the line wants to get on with it.
35 seconds.
To be fair, I don't think Pratt was even looking at Ben Cook at that point.
That's what they make you think.
Oh, well.
It's the dark art.
He's managed it. Bland adds another 3 to his team's score.
8 and 1, please, replacement. 1 replacement, please, yeah.
So, 9 points. Here's the difference.
Alright, ball's coming behind us, lads.
Right, more changes. Finn Edwards
is
just coming off, and I think James Rice is coming off as well. So Elvis Adai is a blue at last, on the bench last season but didn't get used. There he is wearing 17. pictures that Oxford are showing the referee are not to his liking, and it's just building up.
Last period of the game, obviously we saw what happened last year with compounding those penalties, the discipline that really let them down. Last 20 minutes, how's the fatigue going to be? How is the bench and the replacements going to make an impact? And a positive one, drive some energy into both of their teams.
Advantage. First was not straight because we've had a contest. Scrum or line out.
Arnaud de Roy also onto the pitch now for the Light Blues, another man who's missed out last season off the bench but now is officially a Blue. A student from Christ College. The land economy student from St John's. Kept in the 60s from inside centre, but primarily used now in the front row.
Crouch! Bind! Set! No. Yeah. Lads, I'll come over this first.
Reset.
We need to reduce the set. We need to reduce it so we can keep it up. Yeah, I'm going to come here. We need to keep it up. Yeah. Keep the height.
Inspection for these props on the near side. Adai getting used to Michael Fancutt.
Here we go. Tight. Twos. Crouch. Grips. Sink. Cut. Bind. Set. 1, 2, 3, squeeze.
Big one for the dark blue pack.
No, he's down and in.
Appreciated by Captain Hamilton.
Yeah, in front of you. Yeah.
Changes about to be made from the Cambridge ranks. Looks like Alex Nimmo.
Okay, number 5 replacement. 5.
To be a Blue. He's coming on, I think, from Aidan Bowman. So an adjustment there as well. Roddy hits his man Fergus Dick once again.
Okay, down by themselves.
I get the feeling the next score could be a big one if it comes from Oxford. Just over a quarter of an hour to go. This match, which has been in the balance for so long, could have a sizable shift with another 5-pointer from the Dark Blues. Fancutt showing good strength. Rosenbrook was willing to do that first receiver role, bashing into his man.
Advantage, that's above the horizontal, just a penalty.
Penalty call is there for Oxford. Scott Brown being unduly manhandled. There he is going again.
You've got an advantage, still playing, yeah?
Free play for the Dark Blues. Roddy. Loading options in this short channel for Sam Cunningham.
Yeah, still advantage. You've taken him past, so we can't play advantage. Thank you. Okay, above the horizontal. We couldn't play advantage as they took them past the ruck.
Yeah, so that hole that opened up nicely there.
Yeah, okay.
For more was because the player was illegally taken away from the ruck, which created that big space there.
So when they tipped them, his legs have gone above the horizontal. It's just a penalty there. Yeah.
Right, you heard the explanation from referee Jones.
Yeah.
And not a difficult decision for Jack Hamilton on this one, you would think.
Yeah, simple, guaranteed 3 points.
Your clock, you got 50 seconds. Yeah, I can, yeah.
Real physical,
high-tempo
game, so this takes a couple of minutes out, keeps the scoreboard ticking over, extends their lead, forces Cambridge to keep chasing. 2 scores, converted scores as well.
It's a penalty, so they can't chase.
Bridgewater with a simple 9-iron to nab another 3 points. Captain Jack Hamilton just down in back play. Looks like a bit of cramp in the calf for the Oxford skip.
Yeah. Hooker.
See whether he can carry on.
Time off a sec. Hooker replacement. Where's your number 2? Can't see.
Will Kennedy coming on to replace Tom Petty at hooker for Cambridge.
If you go right, you can go. Come on.
George Bland sets his team forward once again. Cunningham.
Okay. Okay, use it!
So just test out the captain's calf. It's a good clearance away, but still stretching.
Yep. Here we go! 9, Oxford! 9, yeah.
Castles
no, they've called you off.
Warmed up and ready to replace his captain. On he comes for his first blue as well. All-round sportsman Castles, captains the college rugby team, St John's, but never really interested in the Blues. But just showed himself this season and has impressed so much. He's now an official Blue. Strength from Ben Barlow. Again, Fanker so strong in the contact. Cambridge now trying to get the width, trying to find the edges to make some headway into the Oxford half. Turnover is there, that's nabbed by Luke Newland. Good game from the open side. The former Cardiff Blues under 16 player. Really showing a lot of
good contest. Now it's over, lads.
Game now, along with Fergus Dick as well. They've been a real thorn in the side of Cambridge. Castles.
Okay, time it, lads. Time it, 6.
Gets his first box kick away. Oh, that was a falling player.
Okay, I have a decision.
Let's have a listen. Wolfgang Morn is the man.
Okay, it's a high degree of danger, but there's mitigations because he's dropping, so it's a yellow card.
Certainly was mitigation there.
High degree of danger, but he's dropping his mitigation, so it's a yellow card. Okay.
Yeah, it's super tough, isn't it?
Okay, let's go. Turn back on.
He's got up to compete, but you've got to be aware. You've got to be aware that the oncoming player, you've got a duty of care.
On the 10, please.
Unfortunately, there is mitigation, so he's only going to see 10 minutes on the sideline.
Of course, the height differential there as well, quite significant. So, a second yellow card for the Dark Blues to cope with.
It's going to be an important 10 minutes as well, because you think Cambridge can sneak a try in, then it suddenly turns all the pressure onto Oxford, and I hate to keep talking about it, but this is a similar position that we saw last year. Comfortable lead from Oxford, discipline, yellow cards. We just saw the momentum swing.
Nice interplay, but then the ball goes loose. And the reaction from Dexter Lynch is good. It's a foot race now. Tim Andrew just about takes possession. Cambridge now.
No, don't overcompete, don't overcompete. That's it.
Yeah, you think back to last year, Cambridge were only in front for 12 minutes of that game. Important 12 minutes, because one of those minutes was the final whistle, but it was a real difficult time. There's
Have you
the
given any lads 5?
It's super tough, isn't it? Like, he's bending at his hips, at his waist. But he's got to be aware about that player, and he will know as well. When you receive a high ball, you know that your body height's going to drop, so you've got to anticipate that.
Roddy finds his darts and hits his man, which once again is Fergus Dick. That hinge seems to work really well for the Dark Blues this afternoon.
Still going forward.
The Oxford forwards muscle up and drive.
That's once.
Some of the backs try and add their oomph to the march towards the try line, and there is another score. And I think it's Roddy again. Of course it is. 4 tries for the Oxford hooker, courtesy of his mates up front.
It's a well taken try by the pack. Roddy gets the try next to his name, but he'll know that it was from all his 8 in front of him, driving him on. It's such a frustrating position right now under the sticks for Cambridge. They were in control, had possession, won their line out. And simple miscommunications turned into 5 points, if not 7.
15.
Simple stuff for Bridgewater now, and his team really in control of the outcome of this game inside the final 10 minutes. Not an awful lot that the Light Blues can do now to change the course of this, you would think.
Okay, knock-on advantage. Use it! Let go! Advantage over.
New Blues are plenty as the benches continue to get emptied. Sure that Danny Collins was expecting that one, but he does well to set it back. Bland puts the kick in the big open space where Wolf O'Morn would have been.
Backwards for me, backwards.
Cambridge do well to keep it alive.
Good work.
Looking at that short side.
Pass is good.
Inside it goes. And the Cambridge response is there.
Try's good.
Walker seems to go a bit high there in the tackle, but Lewis Cooper wasn't going to be stopped. And the Welsh replacement scrum half becomes an impact player off the bench.
Brilliant finish there, but it started from Bland, spotted the space in the background. You know you've got an extra player overlap. You know it's a back 3 player, so there's going to be either space on the edge or in that backfield. Really well executed kick to that corner. Actually, it was great scramble defence from Oxford, but in the end, flooding of light blue jerseys coming through. The offload stuck.
And the identification of space, knowing that the opposite left winger was in the sin bin. Bland with a very good conversion to give his team belief. 4 out of 5 for the Cambridge captain from the tee.
It's a great pick off down that short side, and then the reload, staying alive, getting a second touch on it from the number 9 Cooper.
So
It's gone forward, knock-on advantage.
So, are we going to have another fascinating finish to this Varsity? We'll have to work out who is going to win the Alistair Hignell medal. Going to let my esteemed colleagues decide that one. Cambridge getting better presentation, better clearance now to allow speed of attack, stitching together more momentum from the attacks now. Tom Evans
release now,
sets it back. Bland with the kick pass across. East does very well, wants the support, it's there. Oh, couldn't find Tim Andrew. Bridgewater was in the way.
No lift. Back foot, please, back foot.
There's Roddy.
19, not rolling.
Once again, a very prominent character in this game.
Thank you.
Just looking to see another change. I think Stu Brown is going to be coming on into the Oxford second row. Well, there's the picture that pleases your heart because it means it's not raining. Lovely picture to StoneX there.
That's on the 10.
Congratulations, crew, for that one.
Oxford 4. Number 4.
So Zenden Rosenberg being replaced for his blue by Stu Brown, another one who's really impressed during the course of this season. The RGS Guildford captain, really deserving of that blue.
Let's go.
Right, 3 minutes to go. You would think it's all done and dusted. Rachel Burford, I'm going to ask you, who is going to be your recipient of the Alistair Hignell medal?
It's a good question. I think a lot of players for Oxford have had a really, really good game.
He's to the middle. He's to the middle.
He's been brilliant, defensively aggressive, big carrier, but his defensive tackles have been phenomenal. Obviously, we talk about the game and the context. The second row is picking off the line-out, which has caused so much disruption. And also in the back line, I think 9-10 have been excellent. Bridgewater's been good in the backfield as well.
He's clamped around the body.
You talk about a player that scores
He's 10 metres.
Four tries in a varsity test match. He's probably written himself into his own history books there. But our player of the match will be number 2, Will Roddy.
So back-to-back wins, or back-to-back player of the matches for the Oxford Blue hooker.
That's fine, Phil. Half as good as well. No, not enough for me, not enough. I didn't see a contact.
Cambridge keeping that ball alive, just hoping for the sniff of an opportunity. The handling just not allowing them to continue and compete.
Right, scrum, let's not delay the format. Let's go. Scrum. We're ready, sir.
Cambridge have been super competitive throughout this whole game, but what it's come down to is their ability to execute in those key moments. Talked about just for the half-time, missing out 2 opportunities to get on the score sheet. Those moments really change the momentum swing.
Crouch! Bind! Set! Stay square. Let's go.
Otis Walker, another one of those who must have been in the frame for that player of the match award.
Yeah,
the kick just going long from the boot of Owen Castles. Now a big moment for the Oxford number 17, Joel Anger in there.
Just time off.
Coming on. He's in his 6th and final year as a medic. 2 years ago he was on the bench but didn't get subbed on and therefore didn't win his blue. Last year he didn't make the squad on selection. Well, this year, congratulations Joel, you are an Oxford Blue. Doesn't matter how long, read the CV. Tim Andrew in at first receiver, trying to make something happen.
That's good. All onside.
The hoof upfield, fielded by Lynch and responded in good style by the Oundle School alumni.
See that Joel would just come on, literally chase that ball around the pitch, and that defensive set was first to reset that line out.
The bell tolls, but not for thee. It's going to be happy Oxford faces this time.
Rips, play on.
Good pick up by Brown.
Good contest, fine. Ball was out.
Contest is good at the breakdown,
Okay,
says
good
the
steal.
referee.
No. You would lift it
Cambridge
up.
play.
Don't milk it, get the ball out. Thank you.
Congested in midfield. Bland trying to step inside the on-rushing Brown. Sets it back. East. Little show and go, but can't go far. Bardell calling for it. In fact, it's Tom Evans who steps in.
No,
the last hurrahs of the 2026 varsity.
No, he's in line.
Cambridge being forced back towards halfway. Have they got it in them to find that final break? The subs off the bench trying to make a difference. Pratt just anticipating
He played the line.
too
He's
early.
in the way.
Cooper trying to keep the momentum up to
There
finish
it is,
this
coming. He's
match.
making an effort. He's doing what he can.
Davis.
He's ripped it. He's ripped it. Play on. Okay, no. Now,
Andrew
no good
making a
contest. Leave
real
it.
nuisance of himself at the breakdown. This Cambridge attack stalling just inside halfway.
That's gone forward.
And I think that is it. Referee blows his whistle and Oxford have finally stemmed and stunted this Cambridge run of triple wins in the 144th varsity. It is Oxford who claim victory at last. 7 tries they've run in to the 3 tries of their opposites, and a big win for the Dark Blues. They are going to enjoy this victory. It's been a long time coming. The final score, Oxford University 37, Cambridge University 25. Well, Rachel Burford, you'd have to say that was deserved for that second half performance, wouldn't you?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, firstly, can I say that the final couple of minutes, both teams playing with absolute desperation.
In the corner, yeah.
And I think, they talked about it in the week leading into this game for Oxford. They said that defence wins games. They had plenty of attacking opportunities and they took them, but they also fronted up defensively. Cambridge just couldn't find a way through. Couple of broken moments and those missed opportunities, that would be hard to look back on and reflect on, where they could have brought the deficit closer, but deserved winners. Oxford, right from the start, from the 80th minute, they didn't take their finger off the pulse, and they certainly did learn their lessons from last year.
Well, let's get down pitch side, because I think Dave has the winner of our Alistair Hicknell medal for this season, the Oxford hooker, number 2, Will Roddy.
So I'm here with our player of the match, Will. Congratulations, 4 tries to your name. I mean, you had an electric game.
Yeah. I mean, we came in and we spoke about trying to assert some dominance physically in the set piece. We knew that would be a real sticking point for us, and it didn't go to plan in the first half of the scrum, but the line out functioned really well. I think that's not really like I was pleased with how I played, but all I kind of did was sort of flop on 4 balls over the line. That platform is one that's set by like the 7 other blokes in the pack, so really the kudos has got to go to them. Like it's a very easy job you've got when your pack's function so well like that.
And we really saw your side attack as one, attack as a pack at times.
Yeah, we obviously after 2024 it was a pretty big loss. Our focus last year going into the 2025 match was sort of around building a real solid defence that was the basis of our identity. And then this year, knowing we sort of that was our sort of core DNA, we wanted to really build on the attack in front of that, and we've had some awesome blokes come in and really catalyse that. It's been really good.
Well, Will, this result has swung back and forth over 140 times. 3 times in a row, no more for Cambridge. A big win for Oxford here this afternoon. You must be so proud.
Yeah, so proud to go like that in my last one. I'm exhausted, but that was really cool, yeah.
Well, Will, I'll let you go and celebrate. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
So a very happy and satisfied Will Roddy. An elated Oxford squad, as you would imagine. They've been waiting so long to get back into this contest, having been beaten at the punch really last year, as the light blues got over the line at the right moment in the 2025 version. James Shanahan will just be advising his charges that these things happen and they will look to go again, obviously, for next season. For Ian Kench and Nick Savata, Richie Williams, of course, the former Cambridge attack coach, and Wade Thompson. Big moments, big results, big wins. And as Jack Hamilton holds the trophy, it confirms that the Dark Blues are once again varsity champions. The 63rd time they've managed that feat. They're catching up with their opposition, just 4 behind now, 14 draws within the 144 contests. But once again, cracking sporting entertainment provided by Oxford and Cambridge in this varsity encounter. And even the sun came out for a big contest between these two. 15-10 at half-time, and in fact it was those 2 Roddy tries either side of half-time that really put Oxford in charge of this contest, and from that moment, well, it was down to them, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think there was, it was ill discipline at times, and Oxford just fed off the errors, and I think, they would have come away from last year being really disappointed that they didn't finish the job. They had unfinished business today, and you could see that from minute 1 to minute 80, they didn't let the foot off the gas, and any opportunity, any loose ball, any opportunity to compete at the breakdown or to kick and contest, they threw absolutely everything into it, and they made sure that they maximised and capitalised on those moments, and that was the difference today. Cambridge didn't take their chances, didn't take their moments, and didn't capitalise on Oxford's mistakes, and sometimes that happens in games. They're not a bad side, they're not a bad group. There was plenty of great spark that happened throughout that, but they also weathered 2 yellow cards, Oxford, again.
Well, let's get back down to Dave, who I think is with the Oxford captain, Jack Hamilton. Dave?
So there's winning captains, but then there's captains that swing the momentum back in favour of their side. A massive congratulations to you this afternoon. Take me through the pride that you are feeling right now.
Thank you very much. I couldn't be proud of this group. As a group of men that are such good people and work so hard, and just to be there and see how much that means to them, and not just this group but the previous groups. It means so much to so many people, and to be able to deliver the trophy back to Iffley Road after a couple of years just means the world.
We saw before the game, you mentioned hard work and that defensive performance, but it was the attacking performance this afternoon that was so impressive by Oxford.
To us, like, the mantra is that defence is going to win us big games, and I think we train the attack, but then we put it in the back of our minds and we let that be instinct that takes over. Our only focus is really defending and making sure that we protect our goal line and defend. And when we get the turnover, we transition, and we have a little saying, dark to light, we light up, we come alive, and we express ourselves.
The coach before the game mentioned that he was hungry for success, he was hungry to right some wrongs. I think we saw that this afternoon.
Yeah, I mean, every year is its own year, but you can't help but feel a bit of that history, and so...
I'll let you go and celebrate with your boys.
Cheers, thank you very much.
So a very relieved Aussie captain of Oxford. He can really smile now. I think he's got another year, in fact, Jack Hamilton, but this is the special moment. Let's take a look at the highlights of Varsity 2026. This was that first try, the line-out move going blind from Will Roddy in the first move. Cambridge responding, and at half-time it was in fact really difficult to call the winner of this.
Yeah, it did feel like every time Oxford made a strike of their own, Cambridge had a reply to give to them. And this was exactly that. It was just that patience, forwards getting around one another, but then started to see Oxford open up, use those outside channels, get the speedsters on the ball, but they also had this up their sleeve. And when something's working for you, you don't revert to anything else. You use that to get yourselves in front, to get yourself confidence. And Roddy and the entire pack were dominant in that area throughout the whole game.
And it was the variety of attack that Oxford ultimately had. As hard as Cambridge kept pushing and that Shrimpton try really pushed them back into the mix, just a 5-point difference. There was variety outside Oxford of that, the big physical forwards. You saw Halleck cutting that acute angle for another score there. There was plenty of different options for Oxford to call from.
Yes, loads of variety, whether they're going to go through you, whether they're looking to kick in behind or playing to the outside, and that challenges you defensively, and ultimately it puts you under pressure. You're not sure where they're going to go, and ultimately they took the right options at the right time, which got their noses in front, kept their momentum, and ultimately allowed them to lift that trophy.
Well, Jack Hamilton and Ian Kench, the driving force behind this dark blue outfit this season, have really done the job and made it all happen, and all the dark blue fans will be very relieved, happy and excited with what they've seen here at the StoneX Stadium. Thank you to Rachel Burford for your company today. Thank you to you, wherever you are in the world, who've joined us. Let's get down pitch side as we once again have a chat with our pundits and Dave. Dave?
So we just seen George there present our player of the match with his trophy. Some brilliant emotions happening here at the StoneX Stadium. Absolutely incredible performance. So that's it from us for the 144th edition of Varsity. We mentioned before the game that history rarely shows where the form is going to go in terms of result, and Cambridge did come back in that second half, but it wasn't enough. Oxford with that commitment, that determination, that hunger to succeed and get themselves over the line, to stop 3 in a row, stop 4 in a row even, and bag themselves a win, swinging momentum back to Oxford once again. It has been an incredible day here at StoneX Stadium. Of course, earlier on in the women's varsity, it was an Oxford win there as well. So the dark blue goes for a 1-2 at Varsity 144 in the oldest rivalry in rugby. Thank you so much for joining us. It's been a pleasure to have you here. Let's do it all again, shall we? Next year for the 145th edition of Varsity between Oxford and Cambridge. We'll see you next time.